Hello everyone, Wangel here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, as of yesterday, the Telaqua campaign has come to an end, and as I've talked about in both Warhammer campaigns, I want you guys to pick which faction we're going to be playing as next. Now, I have given some thoughts, and decided we are going to do this next playthrough on the Vortex map. Because after playing so much down in the Southlands with both Telaqua and Numas, I fancy a change of location. And the Vortex map has the best map for playing over in Lustria, Nagaland and so on compared to the Mortal Empires one. However, since we've just finished a Vortex campaign with Telaqua, we're not going to be offering you any of the Vortex races as an option. So no High Elves, Dark Elves, Lizardmen or Skaven. Instead, there's one vanilla faction and two modded in factions for you to choose from. And the way we're going to do this is at the end of the video, because I'm going to spend a couple of minutes just talking about what I have in mind for their campaigns, particularly for the modded ones, as they don't have their own victory conditions. At the end of the video, there'll be a little card pop up with the different factions to choose from. You pick which one you'd like to see, and then on Friday night, British time, I will see which one's got the most votes basically, and whichever one does, I will start playing then from Saturday onwards. So it will be coming up then on Saturdays and Wednesdays from the future. Now, which factions are we going to be choosing from? Well, I'm going to introduce you. So first of all, is the vanilla faction, and that is playing as the Sea Witch herself, Silastra Defan, or Define.
I shall submerge Ulthuan.
It's funny that she says that. Now, I have to be honest, I have not had much experience with the Vampire Coast. I kind of like the idea of them, their sort of the themes and the moods that they have, but I haven't had much experience with them. But what we're going to do with her is we are going to play the standard Vampire Coast campaign. So, we'll be raising our infamy, finding the sea shanties and the magic spear to go after the sea leviathan that everyone tries hunting for. Now, a personal objective I would like to do though if we play as her is to go over towards Ulthuan and particularly conquer Lothian. The reason being is that according to her backstory, she was on her way to sing for the Phoenix King when her ship sank at sea and she drowned. And there's a particular landmark building I believe she can build in Lothian, which represents the opera house that she would have gave her performance in should she have made it. And so I quite like the idea of her finishing in death what she wasn't able to do in life. But apart from that personal objective, we'll be playing the standard Vampire Coast campaign and see how we get on with it. But that's option 1. Option 2 is actually playing as the New World colonies under Marco Colombo. So, as a reminder for you guys, this is the sort of Southern Realms faction that starts down in Settlers Coast, just south of Mazamundi and Hexotl. And we'll be playing this with the Southern Realms mod pack you can get. So this is going to be quite an interesting one, because the mod pack brings in some new mechanics and units for them. But not only that, I'm going to be playing this campaign as a more standard, shall we say, playthrough, with us trying to conquer Lustria down to the south and then maybe head up to either Nagaland or over to the Southlands, depending on what we fancy. Now, the only sort of personal objective I'm going to have for this playthrough is that we are not allowed to declare war on any Lizardmen factions. The reason being is that, according to Marco Colombo's backstory, he gets on extremely well with the Lizardmen, and I think it's going to be against his nature to declare war on a Lizardman faction. But that doesn't stop us from fighting defensive wars. So if one of the other lizard leaders decides that, we're not going in accordance to the Great Plan and they want to try and fight us, we can defend ourselves and we can even conquer their territory. But we're not going to declare war on a Lizardman faction. But apart from that, it's just going to be a nice standard vanilla playthrough in terms of like how we're going to go about it. It's just a straightforward, conquer campaign. But that's option 2. The final option, and I have to admit, the one I quite like the idea of myself, is actually all the way over here, playing as Engwyn from Hossman from Chaos. So yes, this does mean playing as a Chaos faction, but Engwyn is quite an interesting character. His backstory, according to Warhammer lore, is that he was a former Light Magister before he fell to Chaos. And so he actually has access to the Law of Light compared to the traditional laws associated with Chaos. Not only that, but we actually have our own sort of victory objective, shall we say. As part of his faction, he's got this thing here called Arcane Knowledge, where we can gather arcane knowledge by raising certain settlements. So this works very much like the books in Nagash for the Tomb Kings, where we have to conquer certain areas on the map and burn them to the ground in order to get access on this arcane knowledge. So playing as him will require us to have to go to Nagaland, Exotl, the Southlands, Ulthuan, all around the map. And, compared to, even if we did it on Mortal Empires, compared to the other Chaos factions, he actually starts off here, near Nagaland. So we'll be going up, I believe, against the Deadwood Sentinels, first of all, and be able to make our way in and around the map as we see fit. So, while I know Chaos is not the most popular option for Let's Players to do, I think this could be quite an interesting playthrough. But, like I said, the choice is up to you guys. So all I can say is may the best faction win. Good luck, and I look forward to seeing what the results are going to be. But that's all going to be happening in a few days. So until then, everyone, take care, and goodbye for now.